Hello friends, this is Amardeep Singhal. We are here to discuss a very relevant topic for today's time. Will existing transfer pricing concepts survive COVID-19? In a way, we will analyze at a very high level the impact of COVID-19 on existing transfer pricing concepts. As we all know, during the last few months, COVID-19 has been adversely impacting the global economy irrespective of the stage of economic development of countries. The virus has transcended all boundaries geographical, economical, political, religious. You name one, and that boundary has been breached. Countries with best medical facilities or with bare minimum qualities all are impacted. Nations are closing their boundaries, locking down businesses, and restricting movements of peoples and vehicles. All these have created situations not faced by humanity in the known times. In majority of the countries, business activities have come to standstill. This unique situation is throwing challenges to both tax administrations and taxpayers. Some need immediate solutions while others require long-term measures to put the economy back on track. As the movement of people and goods have been closed down or restricted, enterprises are transcended, closed down or restricted, enterprises and transactions are impacted. In this episode, we will try to highlight some of the challenges likely to arise in transfer pricing domain, both from the perspective of taxpayer and tax administration. And to take this forward, we have Mr. SP Singh. Sir, welcome to our portal. He was with Indian Revenue Services for more than 2 decades and then moved to Deloitte. He was named by international organizations such as Tax Litigation Controversy Management Advisor in India. Mr. Singh was a member of the expert group on transfer pricing constituted by Ministry of Finance. While IRS, he was involved in negotiation tax treaties with more than 30 countries and took part in several mutual agreement procedures negotiations. When he was in Deloitte, he led its tax litigation and APA practice. Sir.
Thank you, Amar, for such nice introduction. And I take this opportunity to welcome the audience. It's a very, very difficult situation, and we are going to discuss some of the issues from the transfer pricing perspective. Yes, sir.
Now, coming back to our today's topic, sir, you have been associated with study of transfer pricing since 1997. How do you see the impact of present lockdown on transfer pricing analysis?
Amar, COVID has come out with a situation which the humanity had never faced. And when we remember that transfer pricing is something which is not pure science, when we are facing a unique situation, the remedies are something which everybody has to join together to reach a conclusion which will be good for the business as well as for the tax administration. If we look at the present situation, there is no doubt that it is unique. And it has got global ramification on the way we behave, we transact, and ultimately we look at our life. As transfer pricing are prices determined in transactions between entities of same multinational group, the study of transfer pricing consists of several factors. First among them is the functional analysis of the two entities of the group involved in the transaction. Second, facts around the transaction in question. Third, market in which the transaction is taking place. And finally, similar transactions between independent enterprises under similar circumstances. We need to appreciate that the world has come across on one or other factor which have impacted the global or the national events and has impacted one or the other factor responsible for transfer pricing. But never has the world seen a situation which is so widespread and all-encompassing that it is touching, it is impacting each and every factors related to transfer pricing. Obviously, Amar, I'm sure you will agree that the established concepts and procedures of transfer pricing are being and in future too going to be under tremendous stress.
Yes, sir. Sir, for our viewers, please elaborate your last comment.
We need to look at the situation in a holistic way. What we are observing is that to contain the pandemic, governments across the world have locked down business and movement of people. Consequently, markets are becoming volatile, resulting in uncertainty about future. All types of businesses are experiencing unprecedented global disruptions. The immediate impact for multinational enterprises are supply chain disruption and reduction in consumer demand, resulting in lower sales and reduced profits. One need to appreciate that for any transaction to be complete, there must be origination, transportation, and consumption. All these elements are impacted, leading to uncertainty from the supply side as well as from the demand side in the economy. In order to deal with the above, businesses are likely to put in place contingency plans, which may result in altering or shifting functions and risks across the organization to respond to their immediate needs. As per the common understanding, and this need to be uh, really marked, is that majority of profits are allocated to the entity that incurs higher risks, performs key functions, makes investments, and or maintain and develop intellectual property. However, due to COVID pandemic, multinational enterprises may experience widespread operating losses or reduced profitability, forcing them to go back to drawing board on transfer pricing policy, formulation, and examine several fundamental issues, such as which entity bears the loss? Should losses be spread across the organization? If so, how? Will this be challenged by tax authorities? Which is very, very important. At the end of the day, whatever planning you have, it has the worth if you get through the challenges from the tax authorities, you're able to convince the tax authorities. One must remember that for normal international transactions, transfer prices are not always driven by urge to shift profit from one to another location. Consequently, in such situations, transfer pricing policies are influenced by various fiscal and non-fiscal factors. Hence, to take into account the impact of recent events, transfer pricing policy would need to be adjusted to come in line with any commercially driven changes made to the global supply chain and to ensure they reflect any reallocation of functions, assets, and risks across the group. Amar, it is very clear that this situation may call into question the appropriateness of existing intercompany arrangements and transfer pricing policies. It's because of because such widespread impact on carrying out of the business itself. This is particularly true for multinational enterprises facing losses when they have historically based their transfer pricing on an allocation of profits. As the arm's length nature of the allocation of losses may give rise to questioning by tax authorities, it is important to take steps, and now is the time to review and contemporaneously document the financial and operational impact of COVID-19 and revisit existing transfer pricing policies and intercompany agreements. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, that's quite interesting. Can you throw some light on what are the challenges that will impact the very basics of transfer pricing?
It's a good question, Amar. And one need to understand the various aspects related to the question and the answer thereto. The impact of the forced confinement in one's home, partially due to the government's policy and partly due to fear of the unknown. It's very important. What we are observing nowadays is that no doubt the government says that you should not go out of your home, remain confined in order that there is social distancing. But when we hear about the death of so many people, a fear creeps in. This affects the psychology. And now we are coming across through the social media and through the print and other media that it is impacting the behavior of the people. This impacts their work and consequently on the profitability. Now, the actual impact on the profitability cannot be measured in terms of financial numbers. Now, let us take one example. The negative psychological impact on employees as a result of the social distancing may not be immediately obvious from the financial statements. However, the impact can still be felt on the company due to the reduced productivity. The lockdown and the events thereafter are leading to several questions. Some of them are that take the case of service sector, which have the compensation based upon the cost plus arrangement. Now the costs may remain the same, but the productivity may get reduced. In such a situation, now the question will it be reasonable for the company to be charging the same level of fees to its related parties as it had been doing in the past? Take another example. The case of the subsidiary company will be either the pressure on the subsidiaries are either to retain the job or to earn profit or markup, which it has been doing in the earlier years. There will be issues around what should be considered as ordinary or extraordinary costs in these changed circumstances, which different businesses face different challenges when suddenly the value chain is stopped and they need to restart afresh. Even the basic concepts like adjustments are to be revisited, and it is possible that they should be made on the comparable companies rather than on the tested parties. Because in case of the comparable companies, the reliable data and the accurate data may not be available. Further, concepts which took years to establish, such as use of multiple year data, vis-a-vis single year data, may be required to be relooked in view of the changed situation. All these will require diligent analysis of the factors impacting transfer prices, develop proper transfer pricing policy, and most importantly, develop practical and robust documentation to demonstrate the impact of COVID-19.
Sir, that's very thoughtful and insightful. So what I understand is that the way we face difficulty in benchmarking intangible because of varied means in which they impact business. Similarly, now we have novel types of known factors impacting business, which too needs to be considered while conducting TP analysis. So what should be the next course of action?
Amar, as I said earlier, we are facing two situations. One result because of the COVID-19 which the humanity had never faced in the past. At the same time, we have a tool which is very well developed, which is transfer pricing policy, which is not exact science. And this forces anybody not to venture to give a very direct answer to what's going to happen. It is not easy to assign exact adjustments for differences from the third parties. Not only this, Amar, if you look at the enterprise itself and try to compare the results of the earlier year, and if you try to make adjustments to move this and make both the comparable, the changes or adjustments which you will be required to make will be such which will be very difficult to justify. Now, all these things put the job of the management as well as the transfer pricing administration a very, very difficult one. I may also like to mention that even before COVID-19, BEPS have been throwing up issues in the area of transfer pricing, whereby arm's length principles have come under fire. A perception is gaining ground that the multinational enterprises cannot be divided into separate parts for determining price or profits of transactions. What I mean to say is that world is looking at the concept of separate entity and attribution of profit to the separate entity. This is being challenged. It is being argued that in case of the groups, it is not possible to separate entities and look at their profitability by making some artificial adjustments. If it is within a certain limit, well and good. But the challenge which COVID-19 is putting to us, these changes will be very, very difficult. These adjustments will be very, very difficult. Now, due to this, the entire concept this entire concept of transfer pricing is going to be challenged in the days to come. But one thing, a silver lining, if you look at the medical world, they are fighting actual COVID-19. Everybody is trying to develop medicine or the vaccine. Similarly, the international organizations like OECD and UN and big enterprises and the government need to put their heads together to find out a transfer pricing concept which will be able to justify, which will be able to explain the impact of similar type of the events, or rather these events, and which would be acceptable internationally in order to avoid multiple or double taxation. Yes, sir.
Sir, it looks that in the years to come, there will be enhanced challenges for the taxpayers and tax authorities in dealing with transfer pricing, policy and audit. On the high level, what measures you suggest to MNEs, how to prepare themselves for TP audit, which are there right in the future?
It's a good question. It's Amar. The first thing which I would like to emphasize is that documentation is key in the transfer pricing analysis, be for the taxpayers or where they have to justify their transfer pricing policy and results, as well as for tax authorities in reviewing the transfer pricing results. A taxpayer is aware of the facts surrounding the international transaction it has entered into. And this is the reason why transfer pricing regulations across the world have emphasized on maintenance of robust documentation, and OECD and UN have supported such requirement. Some of the actions which may be taken by the multinational enterprises to manage the transfer pricing risks would include some concepts like they have to visit the transfer pricing model, rework financial forecasts, and build up economically justifiable adjustments. Further, they need to review the transfer pricing policy to ensure that it adequately reflects the current situation. It's very, very important. The reason for any change in the policy and adjustment made to justify prices or the profits have to be carefully documented. They need to take some more measures in this direction, such as they need to evaluate the changes which have occurred in the supply chain and ensure that they reflect any reallocation of functions, risks, and the assets across the group. They need to review the terms of intercompany agreements and advanced pricing agreements. And this is very important. The last one, the advanced pricing agreements have been reached based upon the previous years or the earlier years when the business was doing nice, and they reached at certain conclusion. Now, due to COVID-19, the financials or the business for this year as well as maybe for a couple of more years are going to be impacted. It's not going to be as profitable as it has been. So there is a need to revisit, and many regulations or many countries have the regulations around transfer advance pricing agreements which allow the authorities and the taxpayer to revisit the results. And this will be one which the multinational enterprises need to look at very, very carefully. They need to consider the impact of the global pandemic on their worldwide operations, which give rise to the need to restructure or relocate some operations to diversify risk. And not to miss that so far as the royalty is concerned, which you mentioned earlier, Amar, the DEMPI functions need to be analyzed very, very carefully and to make it in line with the business reality. In case of the limited risk entities, you have to ensure that appropriate functions and risk analysis are available should a structure be challenged by the tax authorities. If you reduce any functions, if you reduce any risk, then in that case there has to be documentation in order to justify the changes before the tax administration. Evaluate transfer pricing activities relating to moving cash into or out of the affected country to pay for the crisis related challenges. Last but not the least, contemporaneously gather and maintain information to support transfer pricing and to justify any changes made thereon. And here, Amar, I would like to say that it is not that the enterprises should collect information about themselves. They need to collect information about the market. They need to collect information about the competitors, and look at their results, which will be very, very helpful whenever the transfer pricing audit is taken up in justifying the results. Yes, Amar.
Sir, you have also been a member of the expert group on transfer pricing. Do you feel that the impact of the current events and their consequences will impact functional analysis under Indian transfer pricing regulations?
Yes, Amar. We need to remember that the functional analysis and its documentation occupies the most important position in any transfer pricing regulation. It is needed by taxpayers to justify prices and profits of any international transaction, as well as to avoid any penal act proceedings likely to be initiated by tax authorities. It is necessary for tax authorities to understand the transfer process of taxpayer as well as structure their audit mechanism to make it effective as well as efficient. In fact, looking at the impact of COVID-19 on the functional analysis or the functions and the analysis thereto and maintenance of documentation will require some time to deliberate upon, and maybe in future we may do it. But the importance of the documentation is more when the carrying out business becomes difficult, resulting in lower profits. As mentioned in the beginning, the pandemic of COVID-19 is one of the most difficult time humanity has experienced in the recent time. It is impacting all aspects of life. Most important, the way the business is carried out. The profits are being impacted. The people may not come to the factories to work there. Now, all these things have never been seen in the past, and therefore it is more important now to look at the transfer pricing policies and the documentation and the functional analysis in a very, very detailed way for the future in future to sustain the analysis. Yes, sir.
So, thank you, sir. Thank you for this detailed and insightful discussion. So friends, Sir has highlighted several fundamental concepts which are intuited in the transfer pricing documentation that may go for a change. Sir, we will need more of your time in future to understand the impact of these change business reality on various established transfer pricing concepts in detail. So viewers, keep watching this space for a specific discussion on various tax matters and do subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Amar. Thanks, everyone.